What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to discuss if Hayden Panettiere will return as Kirby in the new Scream movie. I know I say Scream 5. Again, as we talked about last video, seems very, very much that the movie is just going to be called the base name Scream. So I want to go over a couple of things. I want to talk about the potential, okay, if she can actually come back, and then also go maybe more into, like, will they actually be able to get her as a person, again, as Hayden, will they be able to get her back, okay? Now, I really do love making these Scream videos. I know they're very, very different from the other videos that I do, but as we get closer, I know that the movie doesn't come out for another, year and 3 months, but I'm going to be doing many more videos on Scream. I also cover a lot of other movies in general, so if you guys do like that, make sure you guys are showing the support, make sure you guys are liking this video, but more importantly, make sure you guys are subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. I would truly, truly appreciate it, and like I said, I want to do many, especially as we get more in 2021, late 2021, there's going to be a lot of Scream stuff on this channel, okay? But I'm going to try and keep it consistent going all throughout these months. Kirby, I really do feel like, and it's going to be weird because I'm going to probably call her Hayden at some point and call her Kirby, where we'll go back and forth. I really do feel like there's a potential there, but let's go over, firstly, the fact that she really is alive at the end of Scream 4, and that's important to note. I feel like at this point with a movie that's as old as Scream 4, we may already know that, but to just recap, remember a few things. Number one, the last shot of her is she still is moving on the ground. Okay, that's important to know. And in fact, they did that on purpose. They've already said that. Secondly, you can slightly hear like a door opening when Sydney is going in to try and find her. You can hear a door, which could very well be her crawling. But then there's also a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of stuff with Wes Craven, a lot of stuff with Hayden herself, where they talk about that they were going to have an additional scene of like a heartbeat moment that she was in it, or basically Wes Craven flat out, I would say, saying that she is alive, right, that she isn't actually dead, but again, being kind of hesitant to if she will actually come back or not. But remember, Scream 4 was designed to be a trilogy. It was supposed to be 3 movies. It didn't do very well in the box office, and so they kind of scrapped that idea. That, in my mind, is really where it kind of starts to hurt the idea of Scream 5 or just Scream. But so to wrap this up, wrap the initial part up, Kirby is not dead, right? She's still alive in this universe. Where is she? Well, she's not, because they mention all the characters that die towards the end, and they say Kirby, and nobody really corrects anybody, and they don't know she's not actually gone. But again, we know from Wes Craven, we know from the... And a thing, again, to keep very much in mind is Scream 5 or Scream, these directors, these writers, they know what makes it tick, right? That's really the only reason Nev Campbell came back, is these guys know what they're doing. They're probably going to pay a lot of, there's going to be a lot of references. I'm sure they're going to be very, very respectful to the past stuff, okay? Otherwise, don't even, in my opinion, don't even make a Scream movie. And otherwise, again, to get like the legacy characters to come back, you wouldn't even do that either, right? Or they shouldn't even go back because you have people that don't know what they're doing, okay? So she is alive. She could be in Scream 5 or Scream, but will she? All right, well, that's different because there's a couple things. Number one, there's really been no talk from Hayden Panettiere if she will return, okay? She's said numerous times that she will, or she would if she was given the opportunity, that she loves Scream 4, that she would absolutely come back. So you have that, and for what it's worth, that is a powerful thing. The fact that she said she would be willing to do it, that's something that, not everybody would even, there are actually other people that, that's flat out sometimes say for films that they wouldn't want to be back, okay, in future things. So the fact that she would be willing and able is fine. Her personal life, I mean, she's actually gone through things with her now ex-husband. They're separating, divorce. And I'm not like a gossip channel. I'm not TMZ, but I did try to look that stuff up just to kind of see, because sometimes they retire, they stop acting. Now she's young. She's 30, 31 years old. So, we don't have to worry about that one, but she has had some personal issues, but rumor has that, that there's been an article written about her as a person, about Hayden, is that she is very willing to get back into work, that she wants to film new stuff, whether it be movies, TV shows, whatever, and so she's doing that. So that's, again, another positive thing. Check that up on the positive mark. Now, here's where we kind of blow everything up. Look, again, I think she should return. I think it's fair. I think it's something that would make sense. How you work it into the story would probably be difficult, right? And again, there's other things that we'll talk about in a couple seconds here that does, I would say, hurt it. But if you're respecting where Scream came from, you're respecting the first four, you're even potentially, right, if you've seen some videos, some stuff about this, could very well have some, whether, albeit a very small connection, but it could have a connection even to the Scream TV show, right? They could even kind of reference that, like, that stuff has happened and all that. So, this is a film that's very respectful of what's come in the past, and I would hope that although it is because you can't really call it a reboot. In fact, you can't. It's more of like a soft reboot, but I would say they're very much taking into consideration everything that's happened because Sydney's there, everybody's there. Now, could they retcon some stuff? That's possible. Do I want that to happen? Not necessarily. How I would view this movie is, of course, it's a passing of the torch. Of course, it is get these newer characters in and tell like a brand new story. But if there's any loose ends of the past movies that you would like to introduce for fun, okay, you could do that. I know there's other people in the Scream franchise that many have demanded return to this, whether it be villains, etc. Now, I do want to make videos on that specifically. That gets a little bit more difficult. I would say, Hayden Panettiere's scope and her character, again, Kirby's scope, is that she's not the biggest character in the world. They could fit her in, whether it be as a cameo or whether it be as a very, very small, just a role in this movie. But to be quite honest with you, I really do think we're looking at a cameo, maybe even a mention. A mention, honestly, to me would kind of be disrespectful, to be honest, because here's the biggest thing. So here's where, again, I think a lot of things start to fall apart. And this goes not just for Kirby, but it goes for pretty much any other character that you would possibly want, whether it be from Scream 1, 2, any movie, to return. The issue is this. Like I said, it's a passing the torch movie. It is let's put these new characters front and center. Now, I'm 24 years old, so some of these characters are actually younger, or some of these, actors are actually younger than me, okay? I know some of them right from like 13 Reasons Why. I know, Clay. I like the fact that he's in this movie. But some of them I just don't know. But that doesn't mean not everybody, it doesn't mean everybody doesn't know them, okay? The movie is designed to get a brand new, group. And I would say it's not just to get a brand new group of actors and actresses in there, but it's also to get a brand new group of people. I mean, Scream made its name reinventing the hack and slash like horror genre, and it saved the horror genre, I think, in general, but that's, where it really came about, and it became like the best in the business. And then obviously it's gone through some trouble since, but if they want to do that again, well, you're not just playing to people that saw Scream 1 24 years ago, okay? I mean, I wasn't even born. Actually, I think I was like half a year old when the original came out in December, okay? So I didn't see these movies when they were first coming out. I saw them much, much later. But you're trying to get people that saw those, obviously, and that still have a passion for Scream, but you're trying to get people of all ages, okay, or brand new people. And the issue is they may not know that a lot of people did not see Scream 4. Let me just cut to the chase. Not a lot of people saw Scream 4. It wasn't. I liked it. I actually loved it. Not a lot of people, I would say, saw it, considering, again, like the box office stuff, and that's an issue. Obviously, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, like all these characters, right? Dewey, they are so important because they've been around forever, and when you think of Scream, you know those three characters. And in my opinion, again, I don't think you can make a Scream movie, at least right now, without Neve Campbell, okay? You need her. At least you need her in this movie, okay? Or any movie, again. So you have that. But to bring back characters that maybe weren't the most smash hits. Now, I actually like Kirby. I think her character was fantastic. Again, these movies are very, very smart, and these characters are written in a lot of different ways. I mean, her being very, I would say, symbolic of Sydney back in the original Scream, doing a lot of things Sydney did, having her knowledge, even like Kirby having knowledge of like just anything horror, was really cool. And she's like, she was like a sparky kind of, I don't even know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean? She had like spunk to her, okay? She was a really, really cool character. But again, how many people know her? If you bring her back in Scream 5, are people even going to know who she is? Like, she was in Nashville, Hayden Panettiere, and for me, like, even like a gamer, she was in the game Until Dawn, which was a pretty popular game, but I don't know if she's like the biggest name in the world. And the final issue that goes basically still along with this is I would say the attempt of 4 failed, okay? Not only was it supposed to start a new trilogy, but these characters were, at the time, they were like 19, 20, even like Emma Roberts, right? They were like 19, 20, 21 years old. This original group of characters that they, came up with for Scream 4, they were young. And they were meant to be, Neve Campbell was like her mid-30s at the time, right? So it was meant to like, okay, here's the next generation, and we'll grow with them. But now, here we are now in 2020, 2021, 2022, when the movie comes out, and it's Neve Campbell now in her mid-40s, and now you have a brand new cast of characters that are in their late teens, early 20s. Now, Hayden Panettiere, she's in her early 30s, okay? So now you have basically 3 generations of Scream in one movie. And that's if you bring her back. And I don't know if that works, because that kind of goes against the mold of Scream 4 kind of didn't work, where these characters were supposed to be the characters we're going with, long term. But again, it's a double-edged sword, kind of in a good way in this way, where it's like, no matter what, though, it still happened in this universe. You can't retcon, I mean, that would be very disrespectful. You can't retcon Scream 4 out. You can't say that didn't happen. So, like, yeah, at the time, like, business-wise, background-wise, Scream 4 was meant to, Kirby probably would have came back, okay, in Scream 5 and 6, in that Wes Craven trilogy, and she probably would have become the main character. That's what I feel like was the plan, okay? And, again, with the whole, the fact that they kind of left it open if she would return, I really feel like that's what they were going for. So that's fine, and that's awesome, and you have to remember that now, that she was a vital part of Scream 4, even though in the background, the business side, it didn't work. She was supposed to be like maybe a star of all 3 movies. Maybe Neve Campbell would have fully given it to her at like the end of the 6th, or whatever they were gonna do, and that was the plan. But it didn't work. It didn't catch on, and it wasn't because, by the way, of her. It was because of a lot of different factors with the movie in general. Okay, so I want her back. I really think it would be cool. I feel like the best we're going to get, and this is, again, my prediction, or like in my bluntly honest prediction, is I feel like we could hear a character say her name. Like we could hear, maybe even Neve Campbell talks about her, like in just one little piece of dialogue. Like, hey, Kirby's doing this or that, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like we hear that. I really feel like that's the best we may get. And that's, I guess that's okay, because at least we know she still exists in the movies. But just because of the way Scream 4 ended, because of the way her character ended, I feel like it would be more respectful, or be more of a conclusion to a character that, by the way, probably didn't need a conclusion already. But it would be a conclusion if we saw her. Visually, we saw her again, okay? Now, again, I'm not looking for, like, a picture. I mean, like, actually put the actress in the movie, okay? So I would like it. I think it's possible. I think it depends on how... it's not like they're putting their money where their mouth is, right? Where, like, they say how respectful they're going to be, and we know there's going to be lots and lots of nods, and they're probably going to mention a lot of stuff that's happened in the past. Like, we know that, and by the way, Scream movies are already very meta in the first place, but... they say that, so I'm not, again, saying they need to put their money where their mouth is, where it's like, okay, well, tie up every loose end that all 4 of these movies has. I mean, that's asking a lot, but at the same time, it is a pretty big, it's one of the biggest things of Scream 4, right? That her specific ending of that character is one of the biggest things. So to not have any conclusion to that feels kind of weird, even though we're many years later and we're focusing on a different group. I think it would just be a little odd to me. And I think, I wouldn't say it would really hurt the quality of the film, but I think it would be one of those things that kind of like gnaws at you, where it's like, yeah, you notice it, we all notice it, and we kind of have to just deal with it. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think she'll return for Scream 5/Scream? Do you think they'll just do, like I said, maybe just a very quick mention of her character? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And like I said, many, many more Scream videos coming to you guys. I'm going to try and do it consistently, maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Go from there as we get closer to the movie, trailers, all that stuff. I'll obviously do many, many more videos, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.